Hello everybody, welcome back to another review. This is my second recording of the day. I now have, I think, like 3 videos pre-recorded, including this one. I have 3 videos recorded, and I am now going to have to spend the rest of my day editing them. It shouldn't take too long. Most of them usually take around an hour. The first one was actually over an hour in length of recording, so that's why that one's taking so long for me to cut down. So let's go right into it. I am reviewing the show that happened on January 12th of 2020. Let's go right into it. First match is Starlight Kid versus Itsuki Hoshino. Now, this match is the first time that these two ever face each other, and I believe the only reason why this is happening is because of the flu. I believe Starlight Kid even mentioned that. First thing I noticed was that Kid is wearing her old outfit again. I'm not really sure why she's switching back and forth so often now. She went quite a long time wearing just the pink one, but now lately, these last couple shows, she's been switching back and forth, and I'm not really sure why. Itsuki's theme is just amazing. I feel like I've said that so many times today because I've been recording so much, all these reviews, but her theme is just so good. I love it so much. It fits her so well. I'm so super happy that she already has a theme that people can get behind from the beginning. I don't know. Do you guys like it? I like it. It was a decent opening match. There was really nothing special. The only thing I can really recall from it that I wrote down here was that I really love Starlight Kid's like running pin move that she does, where she kind of has them bent over and then she runs and then does like a sideways flip while grabbing them and then flipping them into like a pin maneuver. Not the Code Red. That's not what I'm talking about. It's something completely different. Just watch this match and you'll see it. It happens towards the end. It's really good. Another thing I want to point out is that the match ended with Starlight Kid pinning Itsuki Hoshino in 5 minutes and 36 seconds with a twisting frog splash. But what I want to point out, though, is that when she hit Itsuki with it, Itsuki bounced like crazy. I don't know if that's what always happens. I feel like I wouldn't have made such a big deal about it if that's really what happened all the time, but maybe I just haven't been noticing. When I saw this one, when Starlight Kid hits Itsuki with that move, Itsuki just bounces in the air, at least a couple inches. You know, like she was not on the ground anymore. It made the move look super impactful, and it made it look like it could legitimately put someone out. That was just so cool. After the match, Starlight does show Itsuki some respect and some love by going to check on her and shaking her hand and whatnot. It's clear because Starlight Kid does want her to join Stars, I believe. I think Starlight Kid wants her and Kamitani to join Stars. I feel like that's kind of the story that I've been getting out of her and them ever since their debut. We're just going to have to see how that goes, though, because I just have a strange feeling that Itsuki is not joining Stars, or I could see Kamitani joining Stars, but I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that Itsuki's not going to join Stars. Moving on to the second match, it is Bea Priestley versus Hana Kimura versus Zoe Sky. Now, it is really hard to treat these wrestlers how they are here at this moment in this match, instead of treating them how I would actually treat them based on what has happened in the future already. That'll confuse some of you. I wrote some things here before the match even started because I'm kind of upset with one of these 3 because of a series of events that happens in the future. You guys will see when I review the Korakuen Hall 19th show, or the show that happened on the 19th. But anyway, let's skip past that spoiler that I wrote in my notes for some reason. And I'm just saying that right off the bat, I wasn't really too excited for this match. On paper, it seems really great. Bea Priestley versus Hana Kimura versus Zoe Sky. You know, 3 really good wrestlers who can really go and do some good stuff. But I don't know what it is. I think just the randomness of the matchup is what's keeping me from being too excited about it. And the fact that I've been a little worried about Hana's progression because I feel like she's degressing. I don't know if that's the right word. I feel like she's kind of falling back into her old habits, and it's really concerning. I don't know if this is just her trying to implement some of her old stuff into her new gimmick to kind of try to create like a meld between the two. But whatever it is, I'm not too like over the moon about it. Hopefully it's just her having some off days or something, but we'll see. Something I noticed is that both Zoe and B came out to overlaid like dubbed songs. I don't know, like it's super obvious to me, but they're muting the sound from the venue and they're dubbing it in the video with music that wasn't actually playing there. I don't know why, because for Zoe they had the Odo Tai's theme, which makes sense. I guess she's officially an Odo Tai member. Hers makes sense. Like maybe the song that it's playing they don't have the rights to or something like that. And now that Bushiroad's involved in the whole TV show thing, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want to have to deal with that. But B's didn't make sense. B has been playing her song from like the very beginning, and it's been no problem. But for some reason, they muted her song, whatever was playing at the venue, and they dubbed over it with the Queen's Quest theme. Like not even her Queen's Quest theme, just the Queen's Quest theme in general. I'm not really sure why they're doing that. It's very confusing. If anybody has any answer on that I would love to know that. And what makes it even weirder is that Hana's is clearly the song that's playing in the venue. It's not like theirs were muted and dubbed over. It's actually her theme being played in the venue. It's so weird. There was I didn't really notice anything too much about this match. It was a good match, but like it didn't really capture my attention in any way. Probably because I wasn't too into it at the time. But there was this one really cool spot that I wrote about here. B and Hana kind of team up for a second to do a team suplex, a double suplex on Zoe. But while they have Zoe up, Hana kind of slips out from the move and then rolls up B, resulting in B giving Zoe a suplex. It was really cool. I hadn't never seen anything like that. That's probably a thing that's, not too uncommon. But for me anyway, in Stardom, they don't really do things like that, and it was very interesting to see. So the match ended with Hana tapping Zoe Sky in 7 minutes and 11 seconds with the hydrangea. And it's kind of a shame that Zoe is losing all the time. I mean, I get it. Some people have to lose, and when you're in a match against B. Priestley and Hana Kimura, you're going to be the one losing, but it just kind of seems like she came here to lose to everyone. It's just kind of a shame. But really, I mean, if it was the other way around and she was beating everyone, I'm sure people would be complaining about that as well. So, all right, third match, Azumi versus Leila for the high-speed Grand Prix. Now, going into this match, I really wasn't sure who was going to win this one. I was kind of fine with either one winning. I wanted Azumi to win. I'm rooting for Azumi in this tournament. But at the same time, I mean, Leila's really good, so I could see her beating Azumi, no problem. In Azumi's pre-match promo, she seemed very confident about her abilities. And I just want to talk about something here, is that something about Azumi's promos are just, like, really good to me. I don't know what it is exactly. The best thing I could come up with was that it's kind of like a kid's perspective on, like, explaining things. Like she just kind of has this way of explaining things that doesn't, like, at face value it makes sense, but at the same time if you put any thought into it, you're like, no, that doesn't mean that, Azumi. It's really interesting. Like, she went on this whole thing about how she has the most singles experience because she was in the 5-star Grand Prix for the first time, and none of them were in the 5-star Grand Prix. It was just so weird. I don't know. I mean, I love it so much, but it's just really hard to kind of pinpoint why I love it. They both did really great in this match. I do want to point out that Azumi did amazing here. She didn't mess up at all, and she was super fluid. All of her moves looked great. This is kind of the first time in a while where she didn't make at least one mistake, so I'm really happy about that, and for her. The match ended with Leila pinning Azumi in 4 minutes and 30 seconds with her kind of step-up springboard moonsault type deal. I do want to point out, though, that at the end, it looked like Leila was going to miss Azumi during the moonsault. Like, she was going to overshoot her, and she was a little high up. But then Azumi tried moving farther out at the last second so that the move would look like it hit. But I think her doing that resulting in Leila actually landing on her face. I couldn't really tell it, like, the impact happened so fast that I wasn't really able to tell right off the bat. I'm probably going to try to go in and slow it down later and see, like, go frame by frame to see if she actually did land on her face or not. So right now, that means that Azumi is 1-1 in the tournament. That means she has 2 points. Leila has 2 points. Leila has 4 points, I believe, because she beat Starlight Kid as well. So Leila has 4 points. Azumi has 2 points. Death has 0 points because she lost to Azumi. And Starlight Kid has 0 points as well because she lost to Leila. So right now, the person in the lead is Leila. And I don't think Zoe has had a match yet for the tournament. So we'll see what happens there and who she faces first and if she wins or not. Moving on to the match 4, we have Tam Nakano, Saida, and Riho versus Kagetsu, Saki Kashima, and Jamie Hayter. Now, leave it to Tam to make sure that the storylines just don't disappear. She brings up the fact that Saki betrayed them and that she wants answers. That's something that I really love. Stardom is so lucky to have Tam. It seems like she's the only one keeping everything connected and, like, actually making sense. It's just amazing because, like, in the beginning, when she goes to shakes Saki's hand, but then Saki kind of refuses, and that makes her, Tam, mad, and so she ends up attacking Saki. It's just, like, so perfect storytelling. She's the only one who's actually putting in any effort into keeping everything real. You know what I mean? Everyone else seems so interested in making great matches, but Tam wants both. She wants great matches and great storytelling, and that's why I love her. She is so underrated. Like, seriously, she is by far one of the best wrestlers in the world, in my opinion. Now, obviously, take that with a grain of salt because I don't really watch too much other wrestling, but I feel like anywhere she would go, she would be able to match up with some of the top people. Now, I'm not saying that she's going to be better than the top person from every other promotion. Far from it. She might even be mid-carder in some promotions. I don't know. But in my opinion, her ability mixed with her willingness to keep things rolling in terms of story, I feel like she could go with the best of them. During this match, they did another stretchy tape bit thing where this time Saya was taking it. First time it was successful. The second time Jamie was the one that was pulling it, and of course it backfires. So Jamie was kind of taking Samire's spot there. And then later, Kagetsu ends up doing Samire's Bronco Buster. She seemed very unsure about it, and she even seemed kind of like disappointed that she even did it afterwards. Kagetsu's just really the best. But it does look like that throughout this whole thing that there's going to be another rivalry starting. And of course, it involves Tam. Tam is the queen of rivalries and feuds in Stardom. I mean, she started off with that really amazing one against Natsuko. And I know she had one with like Hana and Odotai technically first. But that really didn't go anywhere and it wasn't that great. So I really consider the first one with Natsuko. She has that really great one with Natsuko. Then she had that really amazing one with Arisa. And it now looks like she's trying to start something with Saki. And it's going to be really great because after the match, they got into a legitimate scuffle. And it looked pretty crazy. Like, Tam was going all in on it. It was pretty nice. The match ended with Saki pinning Saida with her My Emblem move in 12 minutes and 53 seconds. Moving on to the fifth match, we have Julia and Andres Miyagi versus Jungle Kiona and Konami. Alright, so based on the pre-match promo for Konami and Jungle, it is very clear that they are a couple. I mean, I'm just joking, but like, they're always talking about getting drinks together. And then the way that Konami and Jungle acted in this pre-match promo while Konami was checking Jungle's hair, it was so intimate. It was weird, like it was way more intimate than it needed to be. Now, obviously, I'm joking. I'm not trying to say that they're actually a couple. I mean, they could be, but like, it's not really our business. I'm just joking. Like in kayfabe, like character-wise, that's what it kind of looked like. Julia's wearing her white outfit this time, which is nice to see. I was wondering why she hadn't been wearing that for so long. She's been wearing the other one for like the last 5 shows, it seems like. There was this one spot I'd like to point out where there was a chair shot spot with Julia hitting Jungle's like arm on the ring post as Miyagi was holding Jungle down. It was so clearly missed. The chair came nowhere clear to Jungle's arm. If they're going to do spots like that, make it look a little believable. It was just really bad. But the good thing is it does seem like Julia was kind of back in form for this match. I mean, she's not the best wrestler, but in this match, she wasn't terrible like she was in the match in the last show, the one against Saya and Kid. In this one, she actually was back to how she was. You know, the awkward, but still pretty good, in my opinion. Konami's sliding kick is just so slick. It's really a marvel to see. You see her sprinting towards them and then like falling down the kick, and you just don't think, hey, this is going to look good. But then it looks amazing, and it just catches you off guard every time. I do want to give out some advice. I mean, obviously, none of these wrestlers actually watch my videos. If I found out that one of the wrestlers actually watched my videos, for one, I'd be like, holy cow, they can actually understand English? That's crazy. And two, I would be like, over the moon, like, oh my god, that's so crazy. What? You know, like, what? Why are they watching my videos, you know? But anyway, my advice to Julia is she has this attack sequence where she has them laying in the corner, being held up by the ropes on either side, and then she like kind of jumps up and hits them with her knees. Now that move, fine, that's not what I have a problem with. What I have a problem with is the setup to it. The way she does it now, it kind of just looks like her opponent lets Julia put her in that position. What I would do is, after like blocking their attack and swinging their feet in, I would just give them a simple forearm. You know, that would make it look like, oh, that's why they're not resisting her putting her in there. You know, I don't know. I feel like that would just make the move and the sequence so much better for her, because that's something I have been noticing. It has a very good outcome, and the start is good, but the middle part where she's setting it up, it just doesn't look very good. I am super surprised. The match actually ended with a team attack. Now, I really like that they actually do this every now and then, where a team attack will actually do something, because it gives purpose and a reason for them to be doing it at all. 90% of the time, a team attack isn't going to end the match, but here it did. And it's the one where Jungle holds them up on her shoulders, and Konami does a missile drop kick. Jungle transitions that momentum from the kick into a power bomb, and it's really awesome. I really love it. It just looks really sick. And so, like I was saying, Jungle pinned Miyagi in 9 minutes and 38 seconds with this move. It's just really nice to see them winning a match without a finisher. You know, because it kind of makes you think, hey, maybe other matches can end without finishers. It keeps you on your feet. Also, this is the match where Julia dumped Miyagi. I've talked about it in many other videos, and it's so cold, Julia. That was super cold. Why? Also, I think Jungle is laying really hard into her alcoholic personality. For those of you who don't know, in her free time, like real life, she drinks a lot, almost a concerning amount for someone her size. But it doesn't seem to be affecting her, but I mean, I am a little concerned. But anyway, she seems to be allowing that to become a part of her actual character, which is a great thing to do, because the best characters in wrestling are usually the people who are themselves amplified, you know, up to 11. After all of this, I just got this thought that I think Jungle and Konami's characters are weird. And here is what I think their dynamic is. What I think their dynamic is. I think Konami is a sexual predator, and Jungle is just too drunk to care. Obviously, I'm joking a little bit. You know, like if I made another Stardom character analysis video, that's pretty much what I would say. I would say that, like, Konami's turned into a sexual predator, and Jungle's just too drunk to care that her partner is so weird. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's move on to the last match, the sixth one. It's Mayu Iwatani, Arisa Hoshiki, Saya Kamatani versus Momo Watanabe, Utami Hayashishita, and Ryo Onozaki. Obviously, with this matchup, it's very clear that Queen's Quest is losing. even though Leo has improved a lot, she is literally a pin magnet. She always gets pinned no matter what. It doesn't matter. It's just going to happen. There's a couple things in life that are guaranteed. Death, taxes, Jungle losing, singles matches, and Leo getting pinned if she's in the match. That's just how it is. Utami really didn't really surprise. I was going to say she surprised me, but she didn't really surprise me. But she did really good in this match. I kind of felt like she's back on form here, which is really nice to see. One of the best things she does right now is her German suplex. It's just so impactful. I don't know how she does it to make it look so different than other people's, because it's not like she's doing it like Tam. Like Tam's German looks different because she actually does it different. She does it more like a driver, where she'll like lift them up, and with her insane flexibility, she's able to bend almost in half and slap them like right on their necks. But Utami is doing a German just like everyone else is doing a German, but it looks different. I don't know what it is. If you guys can figure it out, let me know, because I would love to know why I love this German so much. There was a downside to this match. I mean, the match was really good. Don't get me wrong. Definitely go watch it. It was really great. But the problem was I found myself zoning out quite a bit. And I don't know if it's just because I've been working on videos since I woke up, and I was just kind of burnt out with wrestling for a little bit, or it's because I just feel like I've seen this match a lot lately. Queen's Quest versus Stars. And like not even just different members. It's usually like Mayu, Arisa, and one of the Sayas or something. And then it's like Momo, Utami, and then like probably B or Leo. And I just feel like, I don't know if it's just because they have so many people now that they just have to do this, but like the last like couple shows have all been basically faction versus faction, and that was the whole thing. It's getting a little boring, honestly. I mean, I'm really enjoying the matches and stuff, but like I feel like nothing is really happening. Like for those of you who watch anime, this is how I'm going to describe it. It kind of feels like Carrick and Hall shows are canon, but then everything that happens in between them is mixed filler. It's either completely filler, or it's filler mixed with a little bit of canon here and there. And it can just kind of get a little grating to see like the same matches happening over and over again. And you would think with so many people that wouldn't be a problem. But it kind of feels like it's gotten to be more of a problem since they've gotten this many people. And I don't know what they need to do, but I hope that it'll change. So the match ends with Arisa pinning Leo with a Shining Impact, her running knee attack, in 10 minutes flat. And that brings us to the aftermatch promo. They cut something out, so I can't really comment on whatever they cut out. But it cut to Arisa talking, doing her typical smiley, cheerful self. And she hands the mic to Utami to respond. And Utami just chokes her out. And I gotta say, that alone made this whole thing, like the whole show, worth it. That was so good. They did it so amazingly. She was just, Arisa being Arisa, and then Utami was like, you know what, I'm sick of your crap. Slaps the mic, puts Utami or Arisa like in a sleeper hold, and it looked good too. It looked like really good, and everyone jumped in to try to stop it, and Utami was just choking her out. The last thing I want to point out is that at the end, Arisa called Utami emotionally disturbed, and I just find that super ironic coming from Arisa. So that's all I want to point out, is that Arisa should be the last person ever to be calling someone emotionally disturbed. So there you go. That was the show that happened on the 12th. Let me know what you guys thought of it. It seemed like it was a good show. I mean, they always put on good shows, but I just feel like, I don't know if it was because I'm trying to review every show, or if they had so many shows this month that all kind of felt the same with the same matches. Like, that's the problem. I feel like they have too many matches in between when they first set up a storyline and when the Carrick and Hall show actually happened. I mean, they've been setting up this Mayu, Momo, Arisa, Utami thing since like the beginning of the month. and they had like what, 6 matches in between then and the Karakin Hall one, or 6 shows. I don't know what's really bothering me. I'm not really able to explain it. I'm thinking it was just because, maybe it's just because I'm like still slightly sick, and it kind of feels like a chore to be watching and doing these videos instead of like a thing I really want to do, because like I don't feel completely fine. Maybe that's just it. I don't know. All right. Well, bye.